But first, let's start the show with my man. Y'all know I loved him out of the draft last year, and that's Trey Lance. Ladies and gentlemen, the San Francisco 49ers have a franchise quarterback in their hands. Okay, and I told y'all this, that he was going to have the most successful career of any of the 2021 first-round quarterbacks, in part because of where he landed, San Francisco. We know the style of offense Kyle Shanahan runs, but you look at Trey Lance's numbers. I mean, come on. All right, he was only in there for a couple drives, but he's 4 for 5, 92 yards, a touchdown, and a passer rating that was perfect. 158.3. You cannot do better than that. A perfect passer rating. So I must say, it has been a process with Trey Lance in terms of developing him, right? We know last season he came in, he was not ready to start, right? Remember his last year at North Dakota State, I think he might have only played one game because COVID sort of messed with the FCS schedule, football schedule in a different way that it did the FBS schedule. You got to remember, Trey Lance played at North Dakota State as opposed to, say, an Alabama or an Ohio State or something like that. But nevertheless, you look at what this kid did in college, right? His mobility, his arm, which he showed off again in that preseason game against Green Bay, right? Firing that shot down the field to that Gray kid who played well. Being able to, Kyle Shanahan, he fits more what Kyle Shanahan likes to do. While Jimmy Garoppolo could move, this kid can't just move. He can get out to the pocket and make plays with his legs, right? His accuracy has improved. That was a little bit of a concern coming out of college, but we know his arm's there, his mobility's there. The guys in the locker room love him, and that's saying a lot because they loved Jimmy Garoppolo. So the fact that this kid has won them over says a lot. Okay, so first of all, I said on this show, not just last week. I know I said it last week, but for probably the last month, ever since the news came out that, hey, the Niners are going to move on from Jimmy G. Trey Lance is their quarterback. Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch, head coach, general manager, they voiced it. Trey Lance is our quarterback this season. He is our franchise quarterback, okay? So they move on to him. And I said on this show, if Trey Lance is above average, the Niners are a Super Bowl contender. Why do I know that? Because Jimmy Garoppolo was right at average, had a solid regular season. He closed the regular season pretty well, right? Getting San Francisco into the playoffs. But once he got to the playoffs, folks, it was rough. Remember the game against Dallas? Niners got a comfortable 13-point lead. They're running the football effectively. Dallas doesn't really have much of an answer. They can't score offensively. And with 8 minutes to go, Jimmy G rolls out to his right and throws a pick that changed the outcome. Not changed the outcome. The Niners still won, but changed the complexion of that game. Dallas ended up scoring, and it was nothing but stress for Niners fans from there until the infamous 14 seconds left quarterback draw that we don't have time to get into today. And then San Francisco goes to Lambeau Field. The offense put up 6 points. Okay? They won the game 13-10. The special teams got them 7 because of the block punt late in the game with about 3 minutes to go. Jimmy G did not throw a touchdown, just like the game against Dallas. He threw a bad red zone interception at the end of the first half. To his credit, got the Niners down into field goal range, and Robbie Gould, the guy who has never missed in the playoffs, made it happen. Knocked in the game-winning field goal to send him to the NFC Championship game. They were winning these games in spite of Jimmy Garoppolo. If Trey Lance has a little part to do in the Niners being successful, they are a Super Bowl contender, especially in the NFC. Okay, I'm going to talk a lot about Dallas in my next segment. Dallas is not a Super Bowl contender. I'll get into that again in the next segment. Green Bay, stop. The weapons group is one of the worst in football. Now, I like the running game, and the defense is solid, and it is still Aaron Rodgers, the back-to-back MVP. But in a league where it's quarterbacks and receivers, Green Bay has one of the worst receiving groups in football. Okay, Tampa Bay, I don't know what's going on with this Tom Brady situation. It's weird. I still have Tampa in that contending, group, and I'm not sure what to make of them this year. Philadelphia is not a contender. I don't trust Jalen Hurts to take them to that next level. I'm not even sure if they'll win a playoff game this year. And we know the Rams, what they represent, the defending champs. As long as Matthew Stafford's throwing shoulder, throwing arm, whatever is injured, as long as he's good, they'll be fine. But there's a lot of question marks, even among the good teams in the NFC. San Francisco, the only question mark is quarterback. And if he's good, yeah, they're in the Super Bowl bubble, without a question. I mean, do I have to get into, once again, their running game? Elijah Mitchell, the season he had last year. The offensive line led by the best left tackle in football, Trent Williams. A top 2 tight end in football in George Kittle. The best overall offensive player in football in Deebo Samuel. Right? He can run for touchdowns. He can catch touchdowns. He even threw a touchdown to my man Juwan Jennings last year. And then what can I say about the defense? The line is ridiculously deep and elite. Talking about Nick Bosa on the edge. Talking about the guys, that Javon Kinlaw kid. I loved him out of South Carolina. He's been good. The linebacking group is led by maybe the best linebacker in football, Fred Warner. The defense is legit. The offense is legit. By the way, the special teams is really good too. Again, I mentioned about Robbie Gould. One of the better kickers in football for a long time now. He's never missed a kick in the postseason. And we know, don't remind, a fan base like, say, the Buffalo Bills, Scott Norwood. You need your kickers to make their field goals in the postseason, and they got the one that does. You see what the Ravens just gave Justin Tucker, deserves every penny. You need a guy who you can consistently count on to step up and knock your kicks through, right down the middle. You need that guy. San Francisco has everything. They have an elite coach, Kyle Shanahan, who's probably the best run designer in football, and he got that from his dad, Mike Shanahan, of course, legendary coach for the Denver Broncos, won 2 Super Bowls. You have a GM in John Lynch who has been a brilliant drafter. I mean, look at, not just the first-round picks, but you look at, Elijah Mitchell last year, right? Elijah Mitchell, it was a debate between him and Najee Harris about who the best rookie running back was. Difference was Najee Harris was a first-round pick. Elijah Mitchell was a 6th-round pick. And we were debating, is it Najee? Is it Elijah? John Lynch found that talent. Kyle Shanahan developed it and put him in position to succeed behind that offensive line. And George Kittle, of course, we know how great of a blocker he is. So given what I saw from Trey Lance, I know it's preseason. You don't want to overreact to preseason. But it's football. There's hitting. There's pressure coming from all sides of the football. The Niners didn't play very many starters. And Trey Lance had a perfect passer rating. I'm telling you. I don't know if he's the best quarterback out of the 2021 group. I still think that title, I'm still going to give that to Trevor Lawrence, because if Jacksonville can help develop him, the sky's the limit for that kid. And he might be further than that. We saw what he did in college. But this Trey Lance kid, I'm telling y'all, he's got special written all over him. Everything you want, by the way, leadership skills, they love him in the locker room. So everything you want in a franchise quarterback, he has. And he's going to a system that caters to quarterbacks better than maybe any system in football. So here you go. You saw it on tape, what he did in the preseason game against Green Bay. You've seen in flashes what he can do. This kid has an opportunity to be a multi-time Pro Bowler and a possible Super Bowl champion once it's all said and done. San Francisco, obviously, listen, he's going to have his off games here and there, but if you just get a little piece of what I saw on, was it Friday night? Yeah. Look out for the Niners. They're probably the second best team in the NFC. I'm putting them over Tampa Bay. Not going to put them over the Rams because the Rams are the defending champions and got better. But I'm putting the Niners over the Bucs and everybody else in the NFC. This team is no freaking joke. I'm telling you, man. This Trey Lance, I'm telling y'all, he's special. He's got special written all over him. Thanks so much for watching the show on YouTube. Be sure to click that big red subscribe button and go check out the other clips and full shows of Carving It Up Live. Have a blessed day.